Dubai that caught me off guard because I felt like it was working.
You
What do
do?
you don't think it was working?
I didn't really like it. You know, I have been to Dubai. It wasn't like my favorite city. I don't know. Like, I guess it could have worked. I think, to be honest with you, I think having gone to Dubai and Abu Dhabi actually made me less interested. Like, I think because I've been there, now mind you, it's not like I've been there 12 times. I've been there once in my life, but I don't know. It wasn't like as foreign to me. And so I was like, there are things that are not really Dubai-ish for real people that live there. But I see what you're saying. Like, that could be interesting because it was different. I guess it was just the wrong cast. The cast didn't do it for me.
Interesting.
I
Yeah,
like Stanberry just because I'm a huge Ladies of London fan.
me too. That show is so good.
Brilliant, brilliant. So, but I wasn't really into any of the other cast. In their defense, I didn't really give it a chance. I kind of like pieced out after a while. I don't know.
Yeah, they're an interesting group because they like you warm up to Carolyn Brooks and then she does something so off the wall. You're like, and then Chanel was really putting it on,
That's
like
the thing. It was too
putting it.
much.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't know. But listen, there are a lot of people that agree with you. A lot of people liked it, but I didn't like it at all. What we can come back to Housewives, but just while you're here, being a publicist, what I really haven't talked about this a lot on this show. What do you think? And there's so much information. What do you think of the whole thing with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni? As a publicist, someone that's worked in the industry, I'm sure you have thoughts.
I do have thoughts. I was talking to my friend about it, and she made a whole like diagram from like 2019. She got really into it, and it was all the different steps. And all it says is that
I would
Hollywood.
love to hear what she has to say because it is when there's too much information. I'm like, I'm not getting my head around this. Like, I don't have 17 hours to prepare to talk about it on. I just do top line. But go
Yeah.
on.
No, I mean, I don't blame you because I watched a couple TikToks and I was like, hold on, I'm gonna step back and be like, do I care enough about this? Because I don't want to get wrapped up. Because the last time between us, when I got wrapped up with a celebrity scandal, it like I had no time to sleep. I got so caught up in Hilaria Baldwin pretending to be Spanish, and she's still doing it. So
I
I got so
heard.
wrapped up in that like I could, David, between us, I was looking at her LinkedIn. I was like DMing her friends. I had lost my mind.
You were
I need
down a
to
rabbit
know.
hole.
I was down a rabbit hole. I was like, why is this woman pretending to be Spanish? I need to know. I need to know. So I don't want to get wrapped up. So I had to step back and be like, okay, I watched a couple of videos. What do I think? So with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, I've heard a lot about her being very difficult. This is not new information. I've had people that worked with her that I know. She's difficult on set. Gossip Girl, she was insufferable. Nobody from that cast talks to her. Like, and again, this is not me saying what she's saying isn't true. I'm men in Hollywood. I have seen it. Like I've seen it live, sexual harassment. That is not something new. I'm sure what she's saying is true. What I don't understand is the timeline. You're such a powerful woman. You're married to basically a billionaire. Nobody can touch Ryan Reynolds. Nobody can touch you, essentially. Why wait 4 months to reveal this? That's what I don't. The timeline does not make sense. If you were a woman without fame and like, it's very hard to speak up. But you're not someone who has any of those issues. Like, you're best friends with Taylor Swift. That alone gives you so much clout that you don't even like. So I think, and then another thing that I have to say is the publicist, the way they were speaking to each other, the texts that were revealed, no publicist worth their weight in gold would ever speak like that. Haha, we got her. Like, please. Like, no crisis PR girl would ever speak that way. And the New York Times was very sloppy, using that photo of her with over the shoulder. She was wearing spaghetti straps, looking very unprofessional. They used a photo of her from LinkedIn. That's so unprofessional from the New York Times to do that. They knew what they were. It was a hit piece. We're gonna uplift Blake Lively and we're gonna do a hit piece. Again, Justin Baldoni is a wackadoo character as well. I'm not going to deny when someone is so podcasty and so on. I'm a champion for women. There's something going on. Like, why are you always like that? Crying on every episode. It's just a lot. So I think they're both, my honest opinion is they're both weird. Both of them, something's wrong. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, look, we've all heard the stories on Gossip Girl. I've heard it too. She was apparently difficult, like Leighton Meester and her, and Leighton Meester is a wonderful person. And yes, no one really speaks to her from the show. Right, like I don't understand. So like I understand you agree to do the movie and there was things in the contract and this and that and right, like why right, you're also married to Ryan Reynolds, which that is a lot. That's a lot. Like she's great on her own, but that elevates you. You are A-list status. He sold Mint Mobile. Now there are conflicting reports on whether he actually got $1 billion, or there were other investors. It's still a shit fucking ton of money, right? It's like you're in that George Clooney, Casa Amigos, Randy Gerber. So it's like, right, like I don't really understand it either that so right, I'm not saying that this didn't happen. I just don't understand this. And I don't know, like, why was she then trying to distance herself from the movie? And why did you wait? And is this like another case? Like, I wasn't involved in Amber Heard or Johnny Depp at all. Like, I could tell you, I didn't even read two words. It didn't register. I'm a little more invested in this than that, but I'm trying not to get totally into it. I'm just like top line. But I find it very interesting, more like the top line of like, is this just a case of like the powerful trying to like, there's no money issue here. Like there's unlimited funds versus a working actor who needs the money. I mean, Justin Baldoni doesn't have unlimited resources.
No, he doesn't. And the thing is, like, I can understand a lawsuit for money because I'm like, okay, you want to
Right.
get images, but are you just trying to bury the man? And WME came out like his agent, they dumped him. Like they're saying we didn't do that because of Blake. And it's like, let's not make fake statements because we know that like obviously WME is a business. They're like, we're gonna make this much from Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. We're gonna make this
Mhm.
much from Justin Baldoni. Also, he's the director, he's a studio head. You change the edit of the film and don't tell him until the premiere. Some of the stuff is a little like, and then Ryan Reynolds was a scab. He wrote a scene like during the writer's strike. I mean, some of the stuff is a little, if it was any other actor, they would be in a lot of trouble. And so he's getting away with stuff. And this is allegedly, so I don't want to get in trouble, but allegedly they're Mormon. So they had a Mormon wedding and I know one of their party planners apparently. So this is all going back to the Mormon where they don't. Ryan Reynolds does not want her to show skin, does not want her to do sex scenes. That's why a lot of even the character that was portraying her, the other actress, couldn't have a sex scene. So Justin Baldoni's like, the book has a lot of sex scenes. We're doing it according to the book. So you're getting in the middle of production. Like you're not even involved in this movie. So that's the weird part.
Right.
What's going on?
Right. And like, your husband, that's not really the job. Like your husband really has no say, no matter who they are. I mean, there are other actors and actresses that are powerful that are married that stay out of each other's.
Out of each other's business. Like that's what I
Yeah.
don't get. And as a publicist that's worked with Michael B. Jordan, Gwen Stefani, like all of these A-list people, they are never alone. I have never, I'm sorry, the only time these celebrities at that level are alone is when they're in the bathroom having sex, or like, and even then they might not be alone. And then they're like showering. I mean, essentially, this is the only time these people are alone. So the fact that this kept happening to her when she had two assistants, two trainers, a nutritionist on set all the time, when did this alleged sexual harassment happen? That's the thing. Like, I'm not saying I don't believe it, because I always believe a woman and a victim. I'm never going to victim blame. But men are disgusting in Hollywood. I'm not going to deny that. But what I don't understand is like, from my experience, I worked in the industry for 15, 20 years. Never are these celebrities are alone. So when were you alone? I just don't understand.
And are you shocked? I mean, I guess probably not that, most of Hollywood, like people are now coming out and very pro Blake and we have her back and
I stand with Blake. It's like
right.
when something becomes a hashtag, it makes me question it because I'm like, did you have a meeting? Because Hollywood is very strategic. Did you have a meeting? They didn't come to the Golden Globes yesterday because they're like, this is a strategic move. And then guess who's also not going? What's his name?
Hugh
Hugh Jack.
Jackman.
So he's
N-
taking this, you
Now
know.
there are other people that have now said, "Oh, well, they never go to the Golden Globes." Now I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the other.
Please, please. I mean, even if they don't go to the Golden Globes, you're making a statement, right? You're walking around the three of you in New York the day of the Golden Globes.